What's up, everyone? It's your boy Ordy bringing you another TLSS update. I tried so hard to get this one out last night, just didn't work out. Um, I'm giving you this part of it right now before the market opens, hopefully. And during the day today, I'll be recording another one and trying to get it out by around lunchtime or so. This first one though, I really wanted to get out. I'm not sure which direction it's gonna go, and I just felt that this piece of it was important. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get on into it. So as you can see in this illustration here, the support and resistance lines that I have listed here, with the exception of this one for right now. Um, on the left side of the chart, resistance. On the right side of the chart, it was support. Resistance, support. Resistance, support. Resistance. I mean, and this is the average price through here, right? So resistance, support. Then we still have this, which I referenced to here on a Fibonacci relationship. But here it's represented as just a support and resistance relationship, right? So we've maintained it here. We've maintained the support there, and we've had this peak here, but at the same time that it was during this downtrend. That very well could mark the top of this, considering that it still reached that same point. Then come on down, because this range right here, this was the only other in this entire downtrend, the only other actual like price consolidation was right here at this 1 cent, right in 1 to 1.2 cents, somewhere in there. This right side of the chart, like this current trend, that's the only one that we haven't shown support on. And it would make sense to me, since it has followed each of these areas of consolidation, that it would have this one come up still. I haven't seen it this way before, mainly focusing just on the Fibonacci aspect of it, but just looking at it from a visual standpoint and pinpointing these like support, those main support resistance levels, this just really kind of goes in line with what I'm thinking. I fully anticipate a gap close here, but I still am leaning towards a lower low in 0.0115 or so, just to kind of give you an idea. On from there, something I want to show you. I just kind of marked, and I could have kept going. There's been other gap fills and stuff. I could have kept going, but just for these two that were completed structures, a complete downtrend, a complete uptrend, right? So there was a gap that was left here that was filled with a spike that followed. Now, this spike doesn't always happen, but you can see, so that's what I've got: cyan as the fill, I've got yellow as the gap, and I've got blue as the spike. So you can see that of the ones that have already filled, there's only been 2 that haven't had a spike after, when there's been 3 that have. You had a gap here, it filled with no spike. You had a gap here that filled, a spike to follow. Gap here that filled, you could say a spike that followed. And then you had a gap here that filled, but no spike. And then that continues. There's a couple other ones that I can point out, but that just shows the significance of that gap fill, especially when it relates to TLSS, and why I think that this gap will be filled. Now, this may do a full market cycle, whatever size cycle that this is going to do. It may potentially go ahead and just run its course before it comes down and does that. But if it does, then it's not going to present us the gains that we have all been holding on so long for, watching so much red for. And that's not enough for me. I'm waiting until we fill this gap before I get excited and before I increase my position or anything else, because a run up to 5 cents doesn't amuse me too much at this point. Sure, 500% or whatever it is, like that's fantastic. You don't get those opportunities all that often. But I'm not in it for 500%. And not after watching an entire year of red for an entire month of green. I want more than that, and I aim to get more than that. So once this gap fills and hopefully a newer low gets set, just to have this one final support level, then I can be all in on this position and ride it to the profits that I'm wanting, including this gap close to start it off with, at the 20 cent mark. All right, I'm gonna wrap this one up here to try to hurry up and get this one spit out by the time the market opens. And then I'm gonna go right into making another second one for today that goes a little bit more into detail on some of the things that I was trying to do last night. I appreciate y'all watching this. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and like this video if it gave you any sort of perspective. And yep, I'll catch you on the next one.